I created this triangle called the trigger-free food triangle, but the point is it helps us identify the foods that we have a hard time with, and it uses the points of guilt, debate, and romance. So if you like have to debate whether about you should or shouldn't eat something, you probably shouldn't eat it. If you feel guilty after you eat it, you probably shouldn't eat it. And the romance is a little harder sometimes for people to grasp, but it's kind of like that rendezvous, like you're meeting your secret lover all alone. Like you're hiding stuff in the trash, or like you'll like eat in your car, but throw the garbage away like in a public trash can so it doesn't come into your house. Like those are the three elements, and they help us identify what our trigger foods are. And so, because I believe in abstinence, so like my theory is if the food doesn't come in, the brain can start to heal itself, the body can start to heal itself, and it will stay healed until the food is reintroduced. So I think that's huge, and I think abstinence is another huge tip. And a lot of people really fight to moderate, and I don't know many addicts that can moderate. So that's another thing.
Yeah, and I think that answers the question that you have to say, do I have to quit sugar for the rest of my life? And the answer is really, well, are you truly an addict or are you not?
Right, and I think it's a hard question to answer because we don't put a time restraint on it. So like for me, I do for one day, and I just commit in the morning to do my thing for 24 hours. And then it breaks it down into this like easily digestible block of time where like I could do anything for 24 hours,
Right.
They say like you could do anything until bedtime. Like might stink a little, but you could do it. But when you start to set up this like rest of my life, then people start to go into like this like last supper concept where like, oh, well, this is my last time eating Chinese and this is my last time eating pizza. And then they eat it. And then guess what they can't do tomorrow? Not eat it. So I think just like framing it in the day is good. But yeah, I mean, there are people that commit to not eating it for the rest of their lives, but they get to this point of bliss where they're like, they love what they're doing because of the results they're getting. And I don't even mean weight loss. I mean like clarity of mind, like you have like normal emotional regulation where you're not like constantly like up and down. And then also like your dopamine, which is like the neurotransmitter we associate with addiction, right? So it's not like rising and crashing, which is like manifesting in the craving cycle. So usually like when people eat something that they associate with cravings, there's a certain time, like a space of time until like they need something else. All that goes away because our blood sugar is nice and stable, our dopamine is nice and stable, and then you have like clarity of mind and the brain fog goes away. So those are some of like the gifts we get from recovery. Whereas that's the incentive to not use, because that will all go away like that.
What other tips in there can you share with us?
Yeah, so I think it's really a matter of finding the people that are like you. Like you need to find that group that understands you, that understands the problems you're facing on an everyday, whether that's like being able to handle like creating, being around the foods that your family eats that you don't eat, or like you need someone that understands that and can support you. I think that's huge. I think there are some other practices that really help, but a lot of them are associated around stress. I think stress is like a huge motivator for us to eat, to appease it. We don't like being stressed, so we find that by eating certain foods, it kind of diminishes our stress. It just makes it worse in the end. But we're a society that's so into like fix now, like get the fix now. And so being around that community where people like actually understand addiction or actually understand your thinking and they understand what it's like to be in withdrawal, and they understand how hard detox is, and they understand that your mood swings are going to be wild, and because they're going to get you because they identify that way. I think that's like the biggest thing you can do. I mean, other than like controlling your environment, which is hard, right? If you have family members that aren't on board.